So hey guys, and welcome to the Random Watch Dude channel. If you haven't watched any of my videos before, I'm just a random watch dude who likes making videos about my watch journey. And today I'm going to talk to you about something quite dark and mysterious. I'm going to talk to you about Gollum's Watch. Okay, so what do I mean by Gollum's Watch? Now, for those of you, obviously, who haven't watched Lord of the Rings before, you may be wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Who's Gollum? And of course, Gollum was a very humble, polite fella who had his mind completely twisted and warped when he found the lost ring, the one ring that ruled them all. And as soon as he found the ring, it turned him into a monster. But of course the ring had overriding power over him, so he couldn't, even though he knew he needed to relieve himself of the ring and get rid of the ring and move as far away from the ring as he possibly could, he actually couldn't, because the ring had such a draw on him, made him a nasty guy. So he had a twin personality, and that's why I wanted to talk to you today. Actually, it was about a watch that could be referred to as a watch that I suppose in some respects I could phrase it like this: it's a watch that I absolutely love, but I know I could never own, because it would turn me into a Gollum. It would turn me into that guy that in just in the blink of an eye, in the flick of a switch, could go from just being really nice and happy and humble to nasty and dark and mysterious, because that's what Gollum's ring does. Now, Gollum's watch, guys, in the watch world, what I'm talking about here is the newly released Rolex Deepsea in all gold. I absolutely love that watch, guys. I think it's stunning. I think it's amazing. I could never afford to buy it. I want to make that very clear. I don't have the financial resources to buy a watch like that. That's 92,000 New Zealand dollars here in New Zealand. It's a lot of money. 46,000 pounds, 60,000 US plus. Even if I had the money, guys, I wouldn't put that kind of money down on a watch. But I absolutely love it. It just, to me, that's the Gollum's watch. It's the Gollum's ring of watches. Why? It's just so outrageous. I mean, the Deepsea itself as a model, and I've just put a few pictures up here as we're going along. The Deepsea as a model, for me, I think it's a lovely watch. I really do like it. I've tried the Deepsea on at the AD several times, actually, and I've tried on the James Cameron as well. I think if I did get a Deepsea, I'd get the James Cameron. Although due to the recent price increases that we've seen on on all the Rolex watches, really, I actually think that now, even at 25,000 New Zealand dollars, you know, that's the Deepsea is actually probably a little bit too expensive now. I think it's too expensive for what it is, relative to maybe a Submariner or even a Sea Dweller, the Sea Dweller 43, which I do have in my collection. Even relative to that, I don't think the Deepsea is as good a value a watch. But yeah, so we've got an all gold version of a watch that was already quite outrageous on the wrist anyway. So it's a watch that I absolutely love. I could never own it, because I think of all the things that if I wore that watch, I think of all the things it would do to me. I think it would turn me into a Gollum. I think as soon as I put that all gold, solid yellow gold watch on my wrist, with that lovely, gorgeous blue dial piercing through, I think I turn into Gollum. And it, you know, there's another way of looking at this. It's like a trophy watch, isn't it? And I wonder how many people that end up actually buying that watch are actually going to wear it, other than as a trophy watch. And you know, I keep drawing these similarities, these analogies with this gold Deepsea, bear with me on this. In 1986, I watched my first ever Football World Cup. I was old enough to remember watching some of the games. One of the big moments for me, of course, was being an England fan, was watching Diego Maradona knock England out of the 1986 World Cup with his first goal. He scored two crazy goals. The first goal he scored, he actually he actually whacked the ball into the back of the net with his hand. He was only a little fella, he was only quite short, and he jumped up in the air, realised he couldn't head the ball into the goal, so he decided to stick his hand above his head, and he just knocked it in with his hand. And of course everybody on the pitch, and I think most people in the stands, knew that this was a handball. Everybody apart from the referee who gave the goal. And of course there was no sort of goal line technology and no camera technology then, no third referee, no assistant referee, so the goal was given. The second goal that Maradon scored, which happened to be the winning goal, was probably the best goal that you'll ever witness on a football pitch, and it's better than any goal that I've seen before or since. I don't think you'll ever witness a better individual goal than the second goal that Diego Maradona scored against England in the 1986 World Cup, and of course he knocked England out of the tournament. And he went on, of course, he went on to lift the World Cup, and I've just got this image of Maradona lifting that World Cup in '86, and I've just got this image indelibly kind of ingrained in my memory of him holding up that huge piece of solid gold. It was probably the proudest moment of his career, and that's kind of, I have these thoughts of that's how I would feel if I got that Rolex Gold Deepsea. You know, it would feel like, I'd feel like Diego Maradona lifting the World Cup. You know, you couldn't just carry it around with you every day in your pocket and just show people as a souvenir. But it's just one of those indelible memories that I think I'd have if I had the Deepsea. Is every time I put it on, I'd feel like Diego Maradona lifting the World Cup. It's that kind of watch to me. So yeah, look, it's to a degree, it's like I say, I think it's probably the first watch that I've seen where I've actually thought, wow, what a stunning, gorgeous, beautiful watch, I must have it. And the flip side of it says to me, no, you could never own that watch, Mark, it would change you as a person. And it's a watch in some respects that makes absolutely no sense at all. Absolutely no sense at all for anybody to buy that and wear it as a watch. It's a trophy, isn't it? And that's, you know, that's one of the things that I guess I've been considering lately about Rolex's recent releases at Watches and Wonders. Is they appear to have released just this whole set of trophy watches, of Gollums watches. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and if it's just a silly analogy that you don't agree with, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to receive feedback on this, but this is kind of how I feel about it. And the other side to this is one thing I have considered is, why did Rolex release a Gold Deepsea other than to release a trophy watch for people to aspire to, Gollum's ring? Is I wonder, because the Deepsea is probably their least best-selling sports dive watch, not only because it's expensive but because it's large, I wonder how many people will now look at buying the 904L steel version of a Deepsea because they've seen the Gold Deepsea. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I wonder how many people will now buy that watch purely because they've seen the gold one. They can't afford it, so they end up buying the cheaper version of it. Interesting, eh? Interesting thoughts. But hey, yeah, just a quick video, guys. Just wanted to run that past you. You know, Gollum's Watch. My view, you know, my opinion of Gollum's Watch, if there was such a thing, is the new Rolex Gold Deepsea. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.